Hey friend, Andrea here. Today's video is going to be slightly different. It's not really jewelry, and it's not going to be something that you can wear in the traditional sense. What I'm going to do is actually create something that is functional, but kind of decorative too. So I have these beads. These are all kind of like extra charms and extra beads that are from my stash. When I only have one of them left and I can't really make a pair of earrings out of them, I kind of put them into one of my extra containers and make bead soup kind of thing. And then when it gets time for me to clean that out and look through it, I make some either stitch markers for my knitting, or I make little keychains or zipper pulls. And in today's video I'm going to make zipper pulls. On the next video coming up, I'm going to also show how we can take that same thing, same concept, and turn it into a stitch marker 2 different ways. And then if you guys want to see a keychain video, let me know. Otherwise it's pretty much the same thing, except instead of being attached to the loop like this, like a little lobster clasp, you'd be putting it on a keyring type of clasp. So I have some tools here. In addition to my charms and beads and things, I picked out a couple of seed bead, different kind of seed beads to use as accents. I have some metal hex cut beads, just for extra length, and because I need something that's long enough to pull, and just one bead isn't quite long enough to pull when I'm trying to reach down and pull my zipper. I have some flush cutters, and I have a pair of round nose pliers. I don't think I'll really need these that much, but I have them just in case. And then these, I probably will just be using the tip here for opening my jump rings. That's another thing you're going to want, is jump rings. So, oh, actually I'm wrong. I am going to need this for most of the beads. The other thing I have is I have eye pins, and I have some wire that was sort of like the offcuts of eye pins or head pins, and since I'm running low on eye pins, I'm just going to make my own eye pins. And I've walked through how to do that on my bracelet video for making this little spring daisy stretch bracelet, so you guys can watch that, or I can make a whole separate tutorial for that if you're interested. But there's lots of videos on YouTube that talk about how to make your own eye pins. So I started out with this homemade eye pin, and it's a little bent, and I'm just gonna straighten it out a little bit with my nylon nose pliers here. And so that's what I'm starting with, and I want to use one of these little beads just by themselves, and I have these extra little beads for accent. So I think I'm gonna start with this bead here. It's kind of like an AB finish with like a gray tone bead. So AB just means Aurora Borealis, or sometimes you could see it referred to as iris coating, but it gives a nice shine. So I'm going to use that, and I think I'm trying to decide if I want to use these gray beads, or these are kind of like iris coated beads. Maybe I'll use those. So I think I'm going to go with that, and then I'm going to incorporate some of these little hex beads. So I'm going to start out with the hex at the bottom, and I'm going to put one on the bottom and one at the top if I can get it on my... Sometimes the hex beads are really narrow and they don't go on very easily. So I'm just stringing it, and I'm giving like the same amount, you know, the same exact pattern on the top and the bottom. And I might find another hex bead that's got a better hole here. Because sometimes they just are not going to go on very easily, and I don't want to fight with it on camera. Okay. here's my, I guess you would call it charm. And ideally, I would just, or I would have a head pin actually, but I actually don't know where my head pins are. So what I'm going to do instead of having a head pin is I'm going to just bend my wire up and over this bead and then just kind of like push it in. So that's okay. It's not going to look bad. It's just a zipper pull. So I'm going to trim it and then I'm going to bend this over. And when I'm bending it over, I'm going to actually kind of like use my fingernail to push it over and then kind of fold it the rest of the way over with my pliers there, if I can. It's kind of hard to get it over there, but... And this is why I put these hex beads at the bottom, because I know that this is going to get a little beat up. Kind of have to manhandle it a little bit. I'm sure there's a more elegant way of doing it, but I'm just kind of doing it quickly. And if you have a head pin, then I would just use a head pin. But as you can see, it doesn't look bad. It's just going to be on the back of my my little zipper pull here. So I'm not too worried about it. And I'm just going to hold this in place and turn my piece a little bit. Turn the eye a little bit. So now I need to put it onto a jump ring, and then I'm going to hook the jump ring up to one of these lobster clasps, and that lobster clasp is going to go onto my zipper. And I actually have a zipper on one of my garments right now that the little zipper pull itself broke off. So there's still that little tiny piece of the zipper where it attaches and it's got a little hole there. So I'm just going to be able to put this through that hole. So I usually open these with my fingernails, but not everybody has fingernails. So I'm just going to take these tweezers and kind of push them open if I can. Kind of hard to do this with my fingernails when I'm used to doing it with my fingernails. But I might just have to resort to the fingernail. Because I don't have a split ring plier. I wonder if this will work. Nope, that's not working either. Well, it would have been a good idea for me to experiment with this before starting the video, but they're just really stiff. That's okay. What I'm going to do is open up my ring here and just twisting it. And then I'm going to put my jump ring on. And I'm going to twist it closed. So now you can see that. Jump ring is on. And now I just need to put my jump ring through this lobster clasp. And now I have, once I do that, I'll have a new, it could be a charm, it could be a zipper pull, it could be something that you use as a stitch marker for your knitting or crocheting. If you have one of these that opens up, that's nice for crochet because then you can move it. Oops. But I'm going to see if I can get this on, and I'll be right back. Okay, not gonna lie, that was a little bit of an ordeal here, but I did get it on, and now when I want to clip it onto a zipper pull, it's ready to go, and it's just easy, or rather onto a zipper, it'll be easy to attach it. And again, it could also, it's pretty sturdy with that jump ring or that split ring, so it's gonna be on there pretty well. And I feel like I have a preference for kind of a smaller one, but a funny story I'll tell you about why I'm making these. One of the reasons I'm making these is because I recently had a mix-up where I was getting rid of some clothes. My boyfriend was getting rid of some clothes in his closet, and I decided to put them on my local Buy Nothing group. And I was taking photos of them, and I was looking at the jacket. There was this rain jacket, and I was thinking to myself, like, that rain jacket looks really familiar. And I posted it and everything, and then I decided, well, let me go see where my rain jacket is, and I couldn't find it. So I was really confused because I know I have a rain jacket. I was looking for it everywhere, and it was a pretty expensive rain jacket. I'd only had it for about a year, so I was kind of getting concerned. Like, I've only had it one season, and I go to try on the rain jacket that my boyfriend was getting rid of. Thank goodness I hadn't gotten rid of it yet, and it fit me perfectly because it was my rain jacket. So it turns out my boyfriend, seeing the rain jacket, thought it was his, said, "You can get rid of this, I don't need it." And then I didn't even check to see if it was mine or his because they looked the exact same color. So I was posting it. Meanwhile, it was actually mine. And so from now on, if we have a similar piece of clothing, my solution is to just put one of these on the zipper pull so that there's just absolutely no way that he can mistake it for his, because he would not put a sparkly charm on his zipper. So I'm going to be making a few of these to put on some of my jackets and other clothing items that I wear outside or keep in my car or something like that, so that if he sees it and he sees the zipper, he's going to pretty easily recognize that it's not his, and hopefully will prevent a issue like that from happening in the future. So I'm just going to pause and make a few more of these and show you what I've come up with at the end. Okay, I'm back, friends. I just wanted to show you guys some of the, I guess I would call them charms, or, you know, you could put these on a purse, zipper. I feel like that would be really cute, or even just attach it to the purse, hardware or something like that. So I made several of these, and I know I'm gonna be putting the sparkliest one on my raincoat because I don't want my boyfriend to mix that up with his in the future. Hopefully that won't happen again, but here's that one. And I just had this one little polka dot bead left over from, and I don't know why I'm calling it polka dot bead, but it's kind of like faceted polka dot. But I had that one left over from a previous project. I found these two, I think they're like plastic pearls, black pearls, from some craft supplies that I had forgotten about. And then these two little beads on the end are just some fire polish 4mm. And then these little spacer beads I've had for a super long time and haven't been using them. So it's a good way to use up some stuff that has just been sitting in my stash. The little lobster clasp is really easy to open up and close, and you only have to do it the 1 or 2 times. So that's that one. I think that came out cute. I did this one with a cathedral faceted, almost like a pale lavender bead. And then I used a couple more of those 4mm fire polish crystal AB. I used a couple of these like gray gunmetal seed beads, and then I have this little butterfly charm or bead that I've had in my stash. I'm not joking, probably since the year 2000. And then I added my hex beads at the top and bottom just to finish it off. But I think that just gives me like a nice pull, you know, it's like plenty to grab onto. I did this one with a similar bead to the butterfly, but it was with a dragonfly, and then I did that silver hex at the top, and then I just had this single kind of green crackle glass bead, and I'm pretty sure that this came from a bracelet that broke from a coworker of mine when we were at work one day, and she just kind of gave me all the pieces and was like, here, you can use this for your beading projects. So I don't think I had another one because the bracelet was sort of made out of a bunch of different ones. So there's that, and that one came out nice. That would be really cute on a purse, I think. But it could be a stitch marker as well. It could be just attached actually to any bracelet. Like, you know, it would probably kind of go with this bracelet set. So you could just attach it to an existing bracelet set to clip it on and have a new charm. So lots of ways you could use that. This is the first one that I made with that single, and I do still like the way that this one came out, but there's just not as much to grab onto, so I think that would probably end up just being something that I attach to as like a zipper pull, something that's already going to be really small anyway. I'm just trying to wrap this video up because I don't want to get too long, but I made this one here with another crackle glass. I think this was part of that same bracelet, and I had two of these little flower beads that didn't have partners. So this one's kind of like an amber with like an AB finish on the front, or like a shimmer iris finish on the front. And then this one is a flower, but it's drilled through the middle. And so I've never really been able to find a use for it, but I decided to put it on top of that. And then I have two little copper seed beads, and those are size E or size 8/80 seed beads. And then I have two kind of like, I don't know, amber gold colored seed beads. And then I have my hex cut, and then I did that lobster clasp at the top. And I forgot to mention that on this one I did a little wire wrapping just to give it a little more security, and I did kind of experiment with that again on this charm. And on this charm I have a unicorn, and this was a necklace that I had a really long time ago. I may have picked it up at a craft fair or like a medieval fair type thing, and I just wasn't really wearing it, but it's cute. It's still cute. And then I have this little bead that I don't even know where I got it. Probably just, you know, came as part of a set of something, or I lost, or I ran out of them, and I don't know. But I combined it with the hex cut beads and the 4mm fire polish in a crystal AB, and then that just kind of is like a twofer. It's together. So because I felt like just the unicorn by itself would look a little plain and boring, so it needed something else to go with it. I think that looks cute. This would definitely be a cute charm on like I could see this being on like a makeup bag or something cute like that. And then the last one I did is I had this single leaf bead, and I actually, you know, got going with these, and I got really excited, and I started like digging more through my stash and finding more things. So I found this little bead. It's kind of like a teal blue, aqua blue, and then I had this milky white, I think that's like an 8mm bead, and then I just combined it with these two fire polish beads in kind of a teal color, and then the hex bead. And I think I forgot to put a hex bead on the top here, but I'm not worried about it. No one's going to notice that but me. But I did a wire wrap on this one too. And it's really thick wire. It's not the type of wire I normally would wrap with, so it's a little chunky and clunky, but as long as it doesn't catch on any of my clothing, then I'm not going to be too worried about it. I just want to make sure that that doesn't snag any threads or anything from my clothes. So I just want to make sure that that little end is tucked in really well and is not going to pull. While I was doing the digging around in my stash, I found this cute little charm from a set of wine glass charms, and I found a couple more that I want to pull out and make something with. And it's like a little dancing moon man. I don't know if you can see that, but he like wiggles his body. It's got like a little hinge on the back, and I definitely need this guy to be on a purse charm or something like that. So I'm kind of happy that I found it because he's so fun and cute. I could see that being just these little things amuse the heck out of me and bring a smile to my face on a day-to-day basis. Just these tiny little things that make you smile, and it really is the little things in life, isn't it? So anyway, I can't wait to make that guy into something, and I don't know what I'm going to pair him with, but I found a bunch of other stuff in here that I'm excited about now, and I have some duds. Oops, dropped that one, but I have some like defective beads that I never really wanted to use, so I've got a lot of things in here that I can play with. I've got some other stuff here, that ladybugs and butterfly charms and a bee charm that would be cute to kind of incorporate with these two zipper pulls. So I've got my work cut out, but I'm going to stop here for the video and just give you the overview of the charms that I've made. I think they looked really cute, and I'm going to be using these as like zipper pulls or charms on my purses or jewelry bags or makeup bags or whatever little like a pencil tote or something like that. Whatever you can use them for, they would be great for that, and just give it a little flair so that you can tell your stuff apart and easy open. I also really like being able to incorporate charms like these into existing jewelry pieces, and also you can use them as a stitch marker if you're a knitter or a crocheter. So lots of uses for this. I hope it gave you some ideas on some ways to use your bead stash in a different and creative way that's not just jewelry. And also, you know, use up those last little duds, the ones that you don't have. I guess I shouldn't call them duds, but the ones that you don't have a pair for and you just can't think of what to do with them. They make great little charms. So hope you're having a great rest of your day, and if you would leave a comment if there's anything you want to see. I read all the comments, I reply to all my comments. If you want to like and subscribe to this video, that really helps me out because it helps me be seen by more people, and then that's helping my channel be accessible to even more people, for everybody to learn and understand a little bit more. And I really just want to give back to people in the art community. I've just been making a lot of things during COVID, and it's fun to share that with people. So have a good rest of your day, guys. Thanks for watching.